Suzuka. Group 2 with us now. Closest to me, Valtteri Bottas, then Charles Leclerc, Esteban Ocon, Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez. Now, Checo, please, let's start with you. The million-dollar question coming into this weekend. Will Red Bull be back?
Well, that's definitely the target. We still don't understand fully what went wrong or what went so wrong in Singapore. We have some ideas, but certainly this track is very different, so there should not be a reason why not to be strong in Suzuka. Actually, this should be one of the best circuits for us.
Can we just throw it back a week? You say you still don't know exactly what the issues were, but you must have reached some conclusions since the race.
Yeah, we obviously have some good ideas on how we prepare the weekend and the misinformation we had and where things got wrong. But obviously it's something that we will keep internally, but there are some good indications that we probably approached the weekend with the wrong setup.
And was the car better in the race than it had been in practice and qualifying?
Once you are in the traffic, you know, you're driven by traffic in Singapore. It's impossible to know. And obviously taking the tires to the maximum life, being obviously on the different strategy to everyone else, to the optimal strategy, you never know. But the balance was feeling, I think we were more competitive in the race than we were in qualifying, certainly, but still we were not that competitive.
And Checo, you've driven the car in the simulator around Suzuka. How good did it feel there?
Yeah, it felt good, and it felt bad in Singapore already. So hopefully it aligns well, and it can be a good track for us here.
All right, and Checo, the team can win the Constructors' Championship here. What would it mean to do that at Honda's home race?
It will be very special to do it here in front of all our Honda supporters. You know, they've been working extremely hard on the engine side as well. So it will be nice to get it done this weekend.
And Checo, I know you've had your frustrations at times this year, but looking at the team as a whole, do you feel you've been operating at a higher level this year compared to last year?
Yeah, I think the team is operating at an extreme level in all areas, on the strategy, on the mechanics, you know, reliability issues and so on, has been really on top form.
All right, well, look, best of luck
Thanks.
this weekend. Thank you. Lewis, coming to you now. I believe you've already had your first race of the weekend.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about what you and Esteban have been doing.
Yeah, so Esteban and I had planned before, obviously, a while ago, that while we're here, we'll get our remote control cars together and have a bit of a race on the in the pit lane. So for me, it was very reminiscent of when I was a kid on Blue Peter, and it was really cool because it's you know, we all share more in common than we probably think, other than the fact that we're pure racers. But it's very rare that we all get to do things like that, you know. So it was fun.
Hey, tell us a little bit about the cars. I believe they were petrol.
Unfortunately, yeah, I thought they were going to be electric, but
high revving as well, right?
Yeah, but that's what I raced when I was a kid. I raced electric and petrol, and it was Kyosho, which was it's basically an evolution of the car that you'll see like Senna had, and I had the same car as Senna when I was younger. So yeah, and he's mega at it. So
who won?
It was just a bit of fun.
It was just fun, yeah. I mean, we were like spinning around, but we were like not far. I wasn't far off your pace.
No, I was super impressed because he hasn't done it for years, and he was like, "Yeah, start slow and all that." And because I practice a lot, like I'm constantly on it, and straight away, like first breaking points, he nails it. So you know, that's more than impressive.
I flipped it a lot of times. So, yeah, but I think I had a softer setup.
He has a softer setup. Yeah, that's right.
I love it. Proper racing drivers. Look, Lewis, can we bring it onto the weekend? And can I get your reaction to something that Checo's just said? Do you and Mercedes believe that Red Bull will be back this weekend?
I have no clue. I would think that if they're not 30 seconds ahead like they have done in the past, then something's up. But no, I think that, as Checo said, it was obviously a difficult weekend, the last one, but their car should be phenomenal here. They've been phenomenal all year long. They've aced pretty much every circuit, and I mean, it's going to be great to watch that car in general. Normally, you would come here and it's beautiful to watch the laps that they do, because the whole team as a whole and the drivers are doing an amazing job with the package they have. So it'll be interesting to see how the weekend goes. I hope that we're closer, and I hope they're not as fast as that 30-second gap they've had in the past.
Well, what about your car? I think there's a strong argument that it was the fastest at the Singapore Grand-Prix last weekend in the race. How hopeful are you for here?
I don't know whether that's really the case. I think, Carlos was managing at the front. And I think we were all relatively close, I would say, at the front. But what a great race it was, just to have us all that close up front. And I think this weekend, I don't anticipate having the performance we had in the last race, but we worked very hard to we're continuing to try and push in the envelope that we have. So I'm hoping that we're not terribly far off this weekend.
Final one from me, Lewis. Just you often talk about this being your favourite racetrack. Just describe the anticipation you have ahead of jumping in a Formula One car around Suzuka circuit.
Well, I got a terrible memory. I don't remember saying it was my favourite. It's one of the favourites, I think, for all the drivers, for sure. Just because it's that figure of eight. It's that historic circuit where you saw Ayrton and Alain racing on many years ago, and it is an incredible track to drive on, and it's such a beautiful country as well. So it's just overall a great trip, great food, amazing hospitality, and then the track is just it's one of the greatest layouts that we get to experience in the calendar, and so I just hope that our car works on it.
Best of luck. Thank you for that. Now, Esteban, understandably, you were very frustrated on Sunday night after the gearbox failure. How concerned are you about reliability coming into this one?
Not really, more concerned. I think those things happen, unfortunately, in motorsports. It's, a painful one because we are going to score quite a lot of points and being very close to the top 5 as well in that race. And the car was suddenly very alive, and very quick all the way through the race. And, I was very happy with the performance that we had. Obviously, a premature end to our day and my birthday, so that didn't feel too great. But, we come here, a track that I love so much. Had a great fight with Lewis last year, finished 4th as well. So, it's usually a track that gives us, great performance, and I hope that we can, repeat kind of the same weekend.
Well, the car was much better in Singapore than it was at Monza the week before. So how confident are you about the car here?
Yeah, we did bring some updates into Singapore, which made a difference, really. The team did a really good job, in comparison to Monza, which was a bit of an extreme circumstances, but we really improved the car and had much more performance, qualified back in Q3, for a while. And in the race, we just, were overtaking and were on charge, really, which was a bit, I'm not going to say unexpected, but it was comparison to the other races. And that's really due to the hard work of the team. And each time we have bring something, it has worked out. So, we need to keep doing what we do, keep focusing on ourselves, and hopefully that's going to continue well on the rise.
Final one from me. You were in Tokyo the last couple of days. You went to the fan festival, I believe. How was that?
It was incredible. It was very busy, of course. But so many fans, so many supporters that I've seen. A lot of French flag, a lot of goodies and presents that I got also from my birthday. Since I arrived at the airport, it's been insane. So and I've shown them also my special helmet for this weekend, which means a lot to me because Japan has a special place in my heart. Will always have. My favorite track also is here, so that's awesome.
All right, best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Now, Charles, how much support do you have over here in Japan? Is there a Charles Leclerc fan club?
I don't know. There might be one. I'm lucky enough to be a Ferrari driver, so wherever we go in the world, we have a lot of support. But to come here in Japan is always extra special. No, the fans are so creative, so passionate, and they always come up with some crazy things on track. So it's always interesting and nice to be here.
What about performance then? Ferrari have been quick at Monza, they've been quick at Marina Bay, two very contrasting racetracks. What about Suzuka?
It's very difficult to predict any team's performance this year because it's just varying so much from track to track. We did not expect Red Bull to struggle that much in Singapore. We did not expect us to be that quick in Singapore. I hope the surprise will be a good surprise for us too this weekend. However, I think we expect Red Bull to be obviously in front and then to be a close fight with McLaren, Mercedes. It's been the case for the whole year, and every hundreds makes a difference. So it's very difficult to predict for now whether we'll be in front or behind, but we'll do our best to be the best of the rest.
Are you guys finding some consistency with this car now?
One thing that we did find for sure since Zandvoort is at least we have a good understanding of our car now. I think in Zandvoort we did quite a lot of tests, and it's been super useful for the whole team in the 2 or 3 weekends after that in order to understand a bit more of our package, and that is crucial for the future developments especially. Then for the short term, I don't think that will help us to basically fight for wins all the time. But at least we'll be able to maximize a bit more our package, which should be good. As I was saying before, no, it's only a few hundreds with Mercedes and McLaren, so we need to be on top of our game every weekend.
Any concerns about the return to the harder tyre compounds here?
No. I don't think this will play a significant part in our competitiveness. So no, I'm not concerned about the hard tyres.
All right, best of luck. Thank you for that, Charles. Valtteri, thank you for waiting. So, how was Kyoto? Temples,
Beautiful.
Imperial palaces, you've seen it all?
Yeah, saw a lot. Actually the first time I went to Kyoto, and instead of going to Tokyo, thought I would like to explore a bit more. It's really traditional Japanese city, and actually the former capital of Japan, if somebody didn't know.
Now, what about Suzuka this weekend? You're a former winner here, 2019. How much do you look forward to coming back?
Like everyone, always look forward to it. It's a great track to drive, and have great memories here. And it's just good fun. The flow it offers, and like everyone explained already, the fans and everything combined, it's truly unique Grand-Prix.
What about performance then? The upgrade that you brought to Singapore is difficult to draw too many conclusions about so far. Am I right? And what are you expecting here?
You're right. I think we always knew going into Singapore that would be a bit more challenging to see big differences. I mean, we see that everything is working as should, but in theory we should be able to extract a bit more out of it here because of the high-speed nature of the track, and that's kind of what that upgrade was targeting. So it's going to be an interesting weekend in that sense, and to learn more about it and to optimize it better, and hopefully that way be more competitive.
All right. Best of luck, Valtteri. Thank you to you. Let's open this to the floor. Name and publication as ever.
Thank you, Tom. David Croft, Sky Sports F1. To Charles and to Lewis, we don't normally talk about the fight for second place. You two are winners, but that's where your team is, I think, for this season. How much of a win and a victory would it be to get that second place in the championship, given where your team started this season?
Yeah, I mean, at the end, I think as Ferrari, especially coming to this year, we finished second in the Constructors last year, so the target was to try and win the Constructors this year. Then after the first few races, we understood that this wasn't realistic because Red Bull is in a league of their own at the moment. So, I mean, the main target for Ferrari is to come back winning as soon as possible. Having said that, looking at this season, the best we can do is second place, and we'll do everything to achieve that. It's going to be tight because with Mercedes, also McLaren, but they are a bit further away in the Constructors. Now all three teams are super close, so it's going to be an exciting end of the season. It's just unfortunate that it's for the second place and not the first one.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same for me. No, I think it's exciting that we have this this race, this battle at the moment. I think our goal is, just like them, we started off pretty poorly at the beginning of the season. Definitely didn't expect ourselves to be second in the constructors, and to now be be relatively close, particularly in the last couple of races, and the last race, and be fighting in the constructors. I think it's exciting for us as a team, and of course we want to beat them just as they want to beat us. So it's going to take a full team effort, that's for sure.